continuing in our lesson of Lent called Last Things. Okay, and today we have another lesson that Jesus taught to the disciples as one of the last things he wanted them to know. Last week we had one of the big lessons, which was about loving God and loving others. And this week we have another lesson that is important that Jesus wanted people to remember. Okay? All right. Let's see. Let's light
3 candles.
3 candles. 2 and 3. If you have your candles, just light 3. We are counting down. 1 candle less until the day that we find out about Jesus' death. Okay? We're counting down. But it's okay, because on Easter we'll light them all again.
Yay!
Yay! All right. Say a prayer with me. You can repeat. Luke and Colin, I'd like you to repeat together if you can. Okay? Thank you. Beautiful God.
Beautiful God.
Open our hearts
Open our hearts
and our minds.
and our minds.
Fill us with your love
Fill us with your love.
as we learn to love each other.
As we learn to love each other.
Amen.
Amen.
All right. You may get your Growing in God's Love Story Bible. Today's story comes from page 326. Another page in the very back. Probably right after the story last week.
287.
326. Good job. Yep. One more. Another one. There we go. There we go. This story is called Seeing Jesus. It is based on Matthew 25, verses 31 through 46. Hear now the word of the Lord. When you leave to go to school, your parent might say something important to remember. Have a good day. Give a good day. Ask a good question. After Jesus entered Jerusalem for the last time, and before he ate the Passover meal with his disciples, he taught things he wanted people to remember about how to live. If he were telling you this story today, it might sound something like this. I want you to remember 4 things. The first is I love you. The second is love me with all your heart. Sound familiar? A parent or family member says, I love you. They show their love this way. When you are hungry, there is food to eat. When you come in from playing outside, there is water to drink. When you get ready for school, there are clean clothes ready to wear. If you are ever in trouble and need someone to talk to, they are there and ready to listen. The third important thing is that you can't really see me, but you can see me in others when you do kind things for them. When you help serve a meal at a homeless shelter, spend time with a friend who is sad, save money to give to a group that helps people, or sit with someone at school who is eating alone, help your parent buy clothes or toys for children in a homeless shelter or a refugee center, make friends with a child with autism, or help someone in a wheelchair. I am there.
What does autism mean?
Great question. We'll go back to it. Let's finish the story. The circle of your love can be very big. And the fourth thing to remember is I am there, watching your circle of love grow. Word of wisdom, word of grace.
Thanks be to God.
Thanks be to God. All right. A lot in that story that may or may not be familiar to you, right? way to school in a while. Okay? Some of us are getting ready to soon, and we're hopeful that we get to soon. Okay? But you can remember any time when you have left your family and your family gives you important words to remember. I love you. Have a good day. Have a good trip. Okay? Even at night before bed. Good night. I love you. Sleep well. Okay? There are all kinds of ways that the people who love us and take care of us give us words to remember. And Jesus was doing that here. Okay? Let's see. The list of things in the third section, there was a lot of things to think about there. Yeah. So making friends with a child with autism. You may know someone with autism and you don't even know it. Okay? Some children, any child that has trouble making friends, you might think, you might not know it's autism, but you might think that person has trouble fitting in, okay? Or that person says things that sound a little weird, okay? Or that person might do things that are different than other people, okay? Just because someone is different in any way, whether they have autism or anything else. When you make friends with someone who has trouble making friends, you are showing God's love and being Jesus to that person, okay? Any person who needs help, any person who is sitting alone at school or at the park, okay? Anytime that you see someone who looks like they need a friend, you can be that friend, right? Yeah. It's hard during COVID. We haven't been able to be out and be friends with others, but you will have opportunities in your life to look for people who need a friend.
I have made a couple of friends.
Yeah. Okay. I heard about a school. Where were we? Oh, we went out to Delta Charter School for something. And on their playground, they have a bench. And the bench is the I need a buddy bench. Okay? And if someone is playing by themselves and they want a buddy, they go and they sit on that bench. And then the other kids see someone sitting on that bench and they say, hey, you need a buddy. Come play with us. And it's a way for someone who is playing by themselves but wants to play with others to say, I need a friend. Okay, and they go sit on the I need a buddy bench. It's kind of cool. But it depends on other kids noticing and being kind and saying, you need a buddy, come with us. Okay? It depends on the kids that notice and help.
Maybe you can say, hi, do you want to play with me?
Yeah, exactly. Okay?
Or us if it's more than one kid.
Yes, of course. Okay? We talked about, in the story, it talks about saving money. Okay? Has anybody been doing your fish bank?
No.
Maybe we've been forgetting. Okay, go back to your calendar and see what you can do to save some money for your fish bank. Because that's one way of showing God's love to other people, is by saving pennies and nickels and dimes, whatever you can, in order to give to an organization that needs it. Okay, and that's a good one. Not right now. Please take your hands out of the bag. You don't need it. Okay? Did you hear, or when you look at the pictures, do you see new ideas about how to help people in the pictures?
Building a house for people?
Yeah.
Feeding people.
Mm-hmm.
Helping someone who's hurt.
Yeah.
Playing with someone or eating with someone.
Looks like giving something to, the guy in the bottom right looks like he's giving something, maybe a blanket, to someone who is sitting on papers. I'm guessing that person might be sitting out on the sidewalk and doesn't have a home. And the boy in the blue jacket is giving him something. Okay? What about these three people sitting on the bench?
Talking red.
Yeah? Yeah. Or it kind of looks like helping through an argument. Okay? Kind of looks like the girl in the middle looks angry. And maybe the other two people are helping her through some kind of argument or bad feelings. Did you know that's a way to help show God's love? When you talk to someone who is feeling angry or sad and help them talk about their feelings and talk about what went wrong. Did you get in trouble? Did something bad happen? It's okay to talk with someone about those things. Sometimes we think I should mind my own business. That's none of my business. But sometimes, and you'll know, God will nudge you. Hey, go talk to that person. You'll feel it. You'll feel it in your heart. I should go listen to that person. And the most important thing isn't always talking. I forget this too. Many times the most important thing is listening. Hi, you look angry. Do you want to talk about it? And the person might say no. And you might say, okay, can I sit here with you? And they might say, no, leave me alone. And then what are you going to do? Right, but if they say, well, you can sit here, but don't talk to me, then you might choose to sit with them. And maybe eventually, after you sit with them for a few minutes, they might start talking. Okay? Maybe. All right. Oh, this is cool. In your book, where it says, hear, see, and act, the last one, where it says act, talks about an organization we know about, Living Waters for the World.
Oh.
Makes sure that all God's children have clean water. Are you familiar with that organization?
Yeah, that was a VBS that we did with them one year.
It was the last live VBS we did. The last in-person VBS we did was with Living Waters of the World. And we learned all about clean water, places that need clean water, and we raised money for them. And we learned Bible stories about how to help people. That was really cool. And what it takes to get water clean. Okay? This one says, have a quarter jar at home and church, and every time you eat a meal away from home, put in a quarter. What an idea. When the jar is full, send the money to Living Waters for the World or another service group. What a great idea. Or put it in your fish bank. Okay? Because that goes to groups that help people too. Very good. Alrighty. Let's see. So, just to check and see, what does Jesus want his followers to do?
To remember 4 things.
Ooh, okay. Can we say the 4 things?
So love God, love Jesus with all your heart.
Mm-hmm.
And love your neighbors. And that Jesus loves you.
Mm-hmm.
And then
And love your neighbors.
and then remember that whenever you do a kind act or someone does a kind act to you, Jesus is there.
Jesus is there. Yes. He is there and he sees. He sees what's going on. Okay, and that is super important.
Are we done yet?
I think we can be done. Okay.
So I can find my cupcakes.
Oh, maybe. All
I'll
right.
have to make the
When
first
we
one.
meet in our Zoom class at 2 o'clock, we're going to have some activities that we do.
Ooh, are those glasses?
Yeah, we're not going to do that, okay? But we are going to watch an interesting video,
Ooh.
and we're going to do a little drawing activity, okay? That's going to be interesting. It's a game that's not meant for Zoom, but we're going to try it on Zoom, okay? We're going to try it and see how we do. So I hope that you will join us for that, okay? Let's wrap this up with a prayer, okay? And we're going to do some motions, okay? Let's see if we can get these motions.
Ooh.
Put my book down so I don't drop it. And let's see if we can do this, okay? First, let's say this prayer. This doesn't have motions, okay? I'll pray this one. Loving God, when we can't see you with our eyes or touch you with our hands, help us to see you and serve you in other people. Amen. Okay. Here's the blessing. Ready? Wherever I go,
Wherever I go,
God is with me.
God is with me.
To my right,
To my right,
God is with me.
God is with me.
To my left,
God
is with me. When I am flying high,
I am flying high.
God is with me.
God is with me.
When I am sinking low,
When I'm sinking low,
God is
is
with
with
me.
me.
Wherever I go,
Wherever I go,
God is with me.
God is with me.
Amen. All right, kids. Have a good Sunday, and we will see you on Zoom.
Bye bye.